Left Wing Kingz. Listen, think, act, repeat.
On September 15, 2024, we lost a member of one of the most famous music groups of all time, Tito Jackson of the Jackson 5. Tito and his brothers revolutionized the music industry with their infectious sound and dynamic performances. Wanda, as a Gen X dancing queen, what impact did the music of the Jackson 5 have on you during your youth?
Definitely evokes memories of joy, pride. You know, they still get rotation in my vehicle, so and I'm grown now, so just hearing the influence of future artists and just being still able in your 40s, you know, to enjoy music that you enjoyed when you were a child. That's monumental, you know, because you can't really say that for everything. That's still, like I said, they still are on my playlist, on multiple of them. So just the memories. It's always good family vibe, togetherness. You think about that, and again the reunions, and so those are memories you just don't want to forget.
Yeah, and I think, you know, everybody, you know, we all felt bad when we lost Michael, but Michael was big on his own. So Tito, losing him, took you back to the Jacksons. You know what I'm saying? You're like, okay, the Jacksons. You know what I'm saying? We grew up, on the Jackson cartoon. I don't know if you remember that. Like, the cartoon was out. Like, they were big. So when I saw he died and they put his age, it kind of threw me at first, because I was like, hey, he was that old? But I got to remember, I was the child. He wasn't the child. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And but it just took me back there. But it's funny that you say that because there was a Jackson 5 when they were younger, and you know, I was, you know, they were coming out with ABC and all that stuff. I was a baby. You know what I'm saying? So, but we really kind of fell into the Jacksons. You know what I'm saying? The late 70s, early 80s band. You know what I'm saying? Then when they dropped the 5 and they were just the Jacksons. And I was thinking about that, and I thought about the music there, a couple of songs. And that's when Mike started kind of coming in his own. He dropped Off the Wall and all that. But thinking back to that time, what's probably one of your favorite songs? I know one of mine.
From what? The Jacksons?
The Jacksons. Enjoy Yourself, man. Like,
Oh, I like that one.
yeah, that's just like the cut, right? You know what I'm saying? So it just took me back to those fond memories, that early 80s music when they came out and they were doing their thing. Then they came out with the Victory Tour they did, like in, you know, 83, 84. And then, you know, through the internet, I started seeing a lot of these clips, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, wow.
I think of Soul Train. Do you ever think of Soul Train? I was like, ooh, when I used to wake up in the morning and watch Soul Train. That's what I remember about the Jacksons.
I always was like,
I love this Soul Train.
I was always like, Tito, is that guitar plugged up in with Jermaine's guitars? Like, because back then we didn't have that technology, nigga. Like, they just up there dance with the guitar. They really playing it.
Hey, I don't like. My first memory of the Jackson 5 was really like Michael Jackson, like you said, Off the Wall. Like, that was the first album that I ever like owned myself, and I was like maybe second, third grade when that came out. But did I know of the Jackson 5 and did I know some of these songs? Yeah, because as a little kid, you know, we danced to them at the reunions and all that shit because the grown folks was playing it. But to your point, when like we were grown, I mean they were grown. And we were kids. Like they were like a generation before. They really like our moms and dads like music before us. But we were kind of like that, you know, old enough to like as we became teenagers, we understood who they were. We was like, oh, that's an old school jam. You know what I'm saying? The Jackson 5 was old school to us. You know what I'm saying? But they hits, man, hits. And the more like as a teenager, as I've started to listen to more of the old shit. I was like, these motherfuckers was dope, nigga. Like, you know, because you start to hear, like, as hip hop people, we started to hear, like, samples of, like, some of their cuts. And you heard New Edition come out with Candy Girl. You know what I'm saying? New like ABC. You know what I'm saying? So you started to say, oh, that came from that song, nigga. That's dope, nigga. You know what I'm saying? So but they were a little bit before us, but they still touched us directly, direct impact. Not maybe some of their songs, and even like how some of their songs got transitioned into some of our music in the 80s and the 90s. So Tito Jackson definitely missed, man.